Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Game Night. Who knew you could make a raunchy comedy about playing board games this convoluted? Right from the trailers you could tell there was a whole lot going on here, a whole lot of shenanigans crammed into an R-rated comedy that stars Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams dipping her toe into this pool. And ultimately, much like how I feel about playing board games, I was not amused when it came to the film Game Night. But let's go ahead and talk positives first. There are moments of genuine goodness within this film. There are some really fun little gags. There are some good jokes hidden within the script here. Unfortunately, they come few and far between, but when they hit, they are actually entertaining. And the base premise within itself is also pretty entertaining. A murder mystery party getting a little bit too real. And I thought that the setup was kind of fun. The base premise is really fun. And when it lands, the jokes or the bits actually stick, they're fun as well. I also really enjoyed every now and then we were put into this world where they made it look like we were actually playing a board game. We would kind of go over the top, we would get establishing shots that looked like an actual board game, and I thought those were really fun. Unfortunately, they're only used like 2 or 3 times in the entire film, and that was a big disappointment because I thought it was an inventive way to kind of tie this all together. When it comes to the acting, everybody is basically doing what they do here. Jason Bateman plays his usual Jason Bateman role. Rachel McAdams is trying for everything she can, and then you have people like Kyle Chandler and the rest of our supporting cast all doing a sufficient job in delivering what they need to deliver. But unfortunately, this board game is missing several pieces, and that's what leads us into our negatives. It's a crime for raunchy R-rated comedies to be this boring. I just found my mind constantly wandering. A big part of that is we go far too long in between jokes. We just kind of like drag on and on and on with these premises. You go on and on with these little like side stories, and there's not enough funny in there to make it enjoyable. It really starts to feel like a slog. Add on top of that, we get about like 3 or 4 endings to this film, and you're already like, okay, let's wrap it up. And you think maybe, no, we're not. No. And it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, twists and turns can be fun, but this is just grating. And as I said before, the plot just kind of gets convoluted. It gets so over the top, outrageous, and ridiculous that you're like, okay, I'm not laughing enough to care, and I'm kind of bored to keep up, so why are we going through all these hoops and jumps for this, what should be, simple premise? And of course, like in all of these type of films, everything is just so outrageous, so over the top, so unbelievable. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, it just doesn't pay off. Like there's something with an egg and how somebody gets this egg is so asinine that you're like, this would never happen. Like absolutely would never happen. And then there are just really awkward bits. There's a lot of really weird, long-running jokes in the film that never pay off. One has to do with this awkward character, this neighbor that is just really, really strange, but it just leaves the audience feeling awkward. Like there's no laughs, there are no punchlines to him just awkwardly staring at us. It just was weird, and you're like, oh, I'm just uncomfortable. I do kind of feel sorry for this character. I don't want to laugh at this character, and I just feel unpleasant. There's this weird joke about fighting and, like mandingo parties that rich people hold, like playing off of like the Purge type things, Donald Trump type stuff that didn't really work for me. I was like, what are we doing? What is this? There's an ongoing joke about sleeping with a celebrity that has a funny enough end punchline, but it just goes on and on and on that you're like, oh, okay. So overall, Game Night is pretty harmless. It doesn't really have any teeth to it. I think it serves as a great film to put on in the background of your own game night, where you don't really have to focus, where you don't have to pay attention too much to what's happening, and you'll get a chuckle here or there. You'll have a funny bit to go and hold you through until you hit your next turn. But it's really not worth the theater experience. There aren't enough jokes to warrant that ticket price, and it just drags far too much for the type of film that it is. So rent it for your own personal game night, but don't spend any more than that. So that is my review of Game Night. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Game Night? And what is your favorite film that revolves around games? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!